Bandwagon Buffs, man. Hell of a game. 2 win for 500. BWB. Bandwagon Buffs. That's right.
Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon Buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Billion. Family, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. Family, I gotta go ahead and get into this video real quick, so that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. If you're new to this channel, this is your first video that you've watched from me on this channel. I often tell you guys how the media tries to trap people. Reporters and commentators, they have these little trap questions that they're gonna throw at you so that they can write their papers. In this video, I want to talk to you about how a reporter tries to trap Coach Prime and how Coach Prime masterfully handled this trap question. The trap that I'm talking about happened in the Coach Prime's weekly press conference. He has a phrase that he will often throw in there. He ain't new to this. He is true to this. Coach Prime is very media savvy. He knows all of the trap questions when they're coming. It's like he slows it down in his head and he hits it out the park like he did when he was playing baseball. So let's go ahead and take a listen to the question and then we'll come back for the commentary.
Coach, I'm just curious, because you're focused, like you said, you listen to some noise, I think, but you don't listen to all the noise that comes in. What do you say when people like local people here, Buffs people say, Dion for life, man? How can we get this guy to a lifetime contract? How do we keep him and keep what we got?
If I listen to that, I'm going to have to listen to this. You can't choose that and not accompany it with this. So either I'm going to be in it, I'm going to be out of it. That's a wonderful gesture. I love it. But I'm smart enough to know and old and wise enough to know that that can flip on you instantaneous. A fan only blows when you hot. My mama said that, not me. So if y'all want to be mad, get mad at my mama, okay?
Coach Prime will usually jump a question when he understands the gist of the question and he would go in. This guy was trying to bring up something and Coach Prime kind of tuned in and he started understanding where this guy was going. Right away, you can tell that Coach Prime picked up the trap. He understood the trap. He was like, okay, it's coming. And it was almost like he has rehearsed this. This really speaks to his mastery of the media. Coach Prime, after his playing days, he worked in the media. And remember, the Coach Prime, Primetime was created to do this. Primetime was created specifically for the media to make money. He understood at an early age, I need to create something to help me make more money than the DBs were making at the time in the NFL. Because he was like, look, DBs are not making enough money. If I want to make more than $1 million, how do I make more than $1 million? I got to create a character that's going to be able to handle the media, that's going to be able to create enough buzz for me, that can handle different things that are coming at me fast, the attention from baseball, handle the attentions from endorsement deals, the attention from football, everything. So Prime was created specifically for this. So when you hear the trap, it's almost like he's been rehearsing this. He understood the trap was coming. Because what does this mean to be a Buff for life? What does that mean? Coaches get fired all the time. Right now, he has created so much buzz for Colorado and he has generated so much revenue for Colorado. The entire world of sports, even outside of sports, in politics, in political avenues are talking about Coach Prime because for some reason they're able to integrate whatever he's doing at Colorado into their commentary. Prime is global. He's not just in college football. He has transcended college football. He understands his value at Colorado. He understands how much he's worth. They didn't understand that initially, but he understood his value. So he was like, you know what? I'll take your $5.something million and then I'll show you the train that is coming after me. You have no idea. I spoke on this some time ago in the preseason about Coach Prime and the Prime effect. I spoke on that. I don't think these people understood what they had in Coach Prime. So the value has always been there. So he said, okay, fine, I'll lay low. I'll take the $5 million and I'm going to put some contingencies in the contract to make sure that I get what I need out of that. And then when I prove myself, we're going to have to come back to this table. So now it seems as if this question was planted in the media. I'm not saying it was or I have proof, but as much as I know about the media and how things work, I can only imagine that somebody from either Rick George's office threw that out there. Can you do my bidding a little bit? It's just a speculation. It's just a perspective. But does this guy come up with that question for himself because he's a great fan, because he understands that Coach Prime Prime is doing a great job and he wants Coach Prime to stick around? I don't know. What I do know about the media, propaganda sells, and if they want somebody to do their bidding, they're going to go ahead and toss things out there in the public. So here comes this guy with this question trying to trap Coach Prime. He knocked this out the park. This is a straight home run. He knows how to pivot. He knows how to not necessarily dodge the question, but give you the best answer. He can let you know that he's for it, but he got to preserve himself knowing that he wants more. We're not stopping at $5 million. Whatever you want to offer me and lock me down for 5 or 10 years, you can't afford me at this point. That's the whole idea. You can't afford me. I'm not about to come and get trapped into some type of lifetime contract so you can lowball me. We ain't doing that. We're not doing that because I know my value. My value has gone up exponentially. It went up in the preseason, but we know how contracts works. You got to serve your contract and then come back to the drawing board once that contract is up. Right now, Coach Prime is the hottest ticket in town. It's the hottest thing spinning. Schools are going to come and call it. So when you go to that negotiation, you start putting out there, hey, this school wants me, that school wants me, the NFL wants me. If you're not bringing what I need and what I know that I'm worth, if you're not bringing that to the table, you're going to lose me. Why would I put myself in a situation where I tell a reporter here in public, oh yeah, let's do it. Wherever the contract is, let's go ahead and do it. The next thing you know, they'll put the contract right in front of him doing that press conference because that contract has already been drafted and they were just trying to sell it to see if he would bite. He's not biting. There's no way he bites that. Unless you're a dummy, you would not bite that. Come on now. And then it's masterful to say, listen, I'm hot right now, but what happens when we stumble? What happens if things go the other way? I lose some key players to either injury or to the NFL, or they just want to go jump into that transfer portal. What happens if things are not as hot? The fan only blows when you are hot. Everybody's loving you when things are going great. But then what happens when things are not going great? You guys would be the same ones calling for my job. This is how it happens. It starts with the whispers. People start to boo during the games, and then the writers will start writing their stories, and then the writing will be on the wall, and before you know it, they'll have to make a coaching change. Obviously, Coach Prime knows that he's not going to be putting up no losing season for him to get into that situation. So I think his answer really has to do with what he wants to do in the future. A lot of people are speculating that when Shedeur and Shiloh go to the NFL, Coach Prime is probably going to follow. That's another perspective that's out there. The opportunities are going to be endless. There are other football teams, there are other colleges that already have a recruiting base. Because Colorado has had a losing culture for so long, they no longer have a recruiting pipeline. They don't have a base for recruiting anymore. So Coach Prime and his staff had to come in here and create that. What happens if a school that already has that in there, what happens if they come calling? They're getting top 5 recruits. You get your O-line, you get your D-line. You can pretty much just sit back and relax and then just do the coaching and build your legacy from that and just win. You will be winning forever. If Coach Prime can do what he's doing in Boulder with putting together a team practically overnight and be able to win and compete with the USCs and top 10 schools, like what do you think he would do when he has the O-line and the D-line that he needs? It'll be a no-brainer, and if a school comes calling, will he go this early? Coach Prime loves a challenge. I'm telling you, Coach Prime loves nothing more than a challenge. For all of the naysayers that says you can't do something, Prime, you will not be able to do it, he's trying to prove them wrong. So will he ever take a deal like that? Maybe some way far down the road. Right now, everything is good. We're in the honeymoon period, but nobody knows. Tomorrow, some other school may come calling. I'm not saying Coach Prime is going to go, but if you're a Coach Prime and you built a championship culture here at Colorado, and then maybe 4 or 5 years down the line, a bigger school comes calling and you want to make that change, or the NFL comes calling and your son is in the NFL and you get to finish off your career and your legacy coaching in the NFL, coaching your son in the NFL, and then winning a Super Bowl with your son as the quarterback and you being the coach, man, I don't know that Coach Prime turns that down on any given Sunday. Like, for sure, Coach Prime does not turn that down any given Sunday. So no, a lifetime buff, I don't know. He could be thinking that he wants to take this thing the distance, but for right now, you don't put yourself in that situation. I'm not saying Coach Prime is not going to be a lifelong buff and he got ulterior motives or he has plans to go coach at another school or to take an NFL job. That has not been my stance, but anything is possible. Anyways, like they say, that reporter, he tried it. Okay. Okay, family, that is all the information that I have for this video. I hope you got a little something out of it. And if you did, please make sure to smash that subscribe button to help this channel grow. That's all I do here. I'm going to have to leave it right there. You know who I am. I'm Harry B. And that right there was the Liberian Perspective. That's TLP Sports Club.